we got married, we came to the States, and we realized, you know, in Mexico it's very easy to be a Jew. We're part of the Jewish community. We look different, right, from the local population anyways. So, and we had the school, we had everything. We come to the States, we're in Boston. How are you a Jew here? And so when Rachel was born, our oldest one, we actually started to doing Kabbalat Shabbat. That was the first time that we actually, as a couple, we decided every Friday, we're lighting candles, we're doing a Kabbalat Shabbat. Then we moved from Boston to New York. I finished my residency in Boston, then we came to New York for a second residency. And our second child was born, and my wife then, she was a stay-at-home mom, but she became very active with Hadassah. And you couldn't have anything with Hadassah. Let's say Hadassah women could not come to your house and have a study group or whatever if your house was not kosher. So we decided, you know what, we have to have a kosher home. So we got the rabbi from our synagogue to help us make the house kosher. And then we've been very involved in temple. I was part of the youth committee, then I was part of the board. Our temple was Greenberg Hebrew Center, and I was part of the rabbinic advisory committee, and then I was head of the cantorial search committee when we needed a cantor, and I was an executive vice president. And then, of course, like happens in many synagogues, we fought. There was a fight, there was a rift. We decided we don't like the rabbi, we don't like the synagogue, and we moved. Basically, we created a new synagogue, a new group. And I've been the president of that group up to now. I'm going to stop being president in next month. But so for 8 years, basically, I've been the president of synagogue, of shul. My wife, when we were in Mexico, she studied anthropology. And then in here, and she also became a Hebrew teacher. And so for years, when we were in Mexico, when I was in medical school, she was a teacher at the Yiddish shul. She was a Hebrew teacher in the Yiddish shul. So we're very involved. And then in here, she taught at a temple Bet Shalom, which is a Reformed temple. And then eventually she had an opportunity to start taking courses at JTS. So she took courses at JTS, and then she decided she's going to do a master's in Jewish studies. And then she went for her PhD in Jewish philosophy, although she never, she did ABD, all but the dissertation. And then she had one after another advisor that left to get another position. So she became very disillusioned. She stopped, and she never finished her dissertation, but then she went into become a rabbi. So basically, 2 years ago, she got ordained. So at one point when I was talking about not running for president, I said that never in my secular Zionist youth I thought I was going to be married to a rabbi and be president of a synagogue.
Yeah, what was that like, to sort of create this Jewish life that was so different from what you grew up with?
Well, although we think of ourselves as sort of conservative Jews, from the point of view of my Mexican family, we're Orthodox because we keep kosher, right? My wife is the rabbi, and so it's very, very different. It's very different, from that. But it has been a great experience in terms of learning about Judaism, in terms of seeping ourselves in Judaism.